Hey there, welcome to this Mark's Reviews and Tutorials video. We're going to be fitting some Nordrive roof racks onto a BMW F31. These roof racks are the style where they go onto a closed rail. So they just have to clamp onto that. Now I'll show you very quickly on the back here. I am just going to run through this really quickly. You can pause when it gets to the bit of yours if you like, all the different types and cars that this particular rail suits. This is a medium that clips onto a closed rail. So here is the car, and I've taken it out of its packaging and all the rest of it. I'm really happy with this. The ones I had on my other car were a genuine BMW, and these are a bit lower, which will give a lower profile, which I'm happy about. And you know, they look the part from the end. They're going to look pretty smart, so happy with that. And fitment looks like it's going to be exceptionally easy. That end cap there, it comes with keys and a good solid locking system. The key just needs to be taken from the horizontal here, just like that, and that comes off. And then it comes supplied with an Allen key, and then the Allen key in here, you just need to turn to loosen it off. Now that does a couple of things. When you undo it, obviously it'll do it up tight, but if you keep on spinning it, at the start, it'll open up this part here. Spin it enough times, then first of all it loosens off and gives you the ability to move along here, but then as you keep on unwinding it, it actually opens up. So unwind it a bit further. It actually then opens up this here, which is the gap that's going to go into that rail. I'll show you the rail now up on the car. F31 BMW F30 is the sedan, F31 is the station wagon, and you can see here the roof rail is actually, it's got a slot on that side, and also on this side it has a slot as well, so that the roof rack is going to grab onto that. Now they look fantastic on the black car, and they're really going to blend in nicely. I'm deliberately going to have mine very, very far back, both for the purpose of the sunroof, keeping it away from that as much as possible, and also just for loading onto the back of the car. So yeah, I've just undone this thing here with the supplied tool and screwed it out quite a bit. The one tip you do have to worry about is getting your point to sit like that when you do it up tight, so that it grips into the top of the bar. There's a little like bend bit here, and the same on the inside, and then it's just a matter of doing up this screw and it'll be right. Now if you have a look under here, you'll see they actually supply measurements, so you can balance this really, really easy. I've done it before, you know, trying to get roof racks right. You measure with your finger as to how far it's sticking out and so forth, whereas this one you can just line up those measurements and get it the same on both. Totally out of the specifications of normal installation, but it had quite a bit of overhang on both sides, and I didn't want that for this car. I wanted it to look a little bit better, so I just grabbed a grinder, sitting on the ground down there with a cut-off wheel, and I'll link to another video actually that shows how to use that fella and how to cut steel. And I just chopped that off, and then because it was steel on here, I put a little bit of paint on it so that it's not going to rust or corrode, and did both ends. I didn't bother cutting both ends. If you wanted to keep it all balanced, you could, but I wasn't going to use the measurements anyway. And this is just going to make it a lot sleeker. It's going to have its little plug end here rather than having it out about here. So just neaten it up a little bit. So that's because it's a multi-fit roof rack, fitting so many cars like you saw on the box at the start. This is just making it very specific to this car. Both of these just done up like loose really, but it's enough to make that stay up. So I said you've got to have that little elbow piece going into the groove here, and that's doing that nicely. It's not done up by any stretch, but it's just done up to touch. Now you just got to make sure that it's perfectly square across the car, and then once you've got it square, then you make sure that these measurements here are both the same on both sides, and then she'll be balanced. Then you can do it up now. And there's a lot of rubber down around here, so as it clamps up you can really feel the rubber, and it feels a little bit tight for a while, but what you want to do is just keep it going until it's really quite tight, that sort of tension there. And a good test with the roof rack, always grab hold of the roof rack and see if you can move the whole car. I think I'm shaking there, but the whole car is moving there, no worries at all, and that's all really good and secure. We know it's sitting up where it's supposed to there. The same on the inside edge, you can see that it's sitting in the right place up on that lip. So that is all beautiful and nice and strong. So now it's just put the end cap back in, and the key lock. The key lock's all about not getting access to this so no one can steal it and no one can take it off. Putting the end caps on. If you have a look inside, there's a couple of pins there and there. So the way to get it on, just press down on that, this here, because that's your locking piece. Press down on that and then go up like that, and then it goes on nicely. And that's on, and it clicks into place. It won't come off. Very good. Then we just put the covers on. You can see in here the slot where the key lock goes. That just goes in there, and it just gets turned with the keys. Straight like that. Turn the key, and that's it. Beautiful. It's on. Finished and fully installed.